There's no doubt you've probably ran into a scam or two or three online involving cryptocurrencies, such as the YouTube free giveaway scam or fake customer support on fake crypto project channels. But scammers are getting smarter and trickier to detect by the day. In fact, one user by the name of thomasg.eth on Twitter nearly fell for a scam that could have lost him all his Ethereum. He posted about the scam on February 13th on his Twitter account. You won't believe how elaborate the scam was. For the past 2 weeks, I've been targeted in an extremely thorough social engineering scam that nearly cost me all of my ETH. I'm super lucky to have made it through unscathed. Here's the story. First, a quick background. I'm the founder of Arrow, a DAO working to build open source VTOL aircraft and air taxi protocol. We're still fairly early stage and focused on growing the team. We're open to contribution and don't turn anyone away if they're excited to help. So 2 weeks ago, this user Hexshine joins the Discord and introduces himself. He's currently working at Ubisoft and offers to help with 3D design and animation. The message seems a little strange, but I just attributed that to a language barrier. Hexshine also has a friend that is really passionate about VTOLs and is working on a metaverse project. Her brother-in-law is a VP at Boeing.
Wow, what a connection.
Hey at thomasg.eth, first of all, I love your ideas, energy, and way of thinking. What you are trying to build is really important and will change the world. I want to contribute to this project for free because I've always dreamed of working on this kind of projects. I can help with 3D design, motions, and animation, and I'm currently working at Ubisoft. I also have a friend that's really passionate about VTOLs and she's an early investor on Whisk.Aero. She's also the COO of an exciting metaverse project, so I believe that she can be a very good match to Arrow Air. Also, her brother-in-law is the Chief Strategy Officer and Senior VP of Boeing. Let me know if you want to connect with her.
Over the next few days, Hexshine starts working on various animation projects for Arrow. He designs a really neat animated version of the hero image for our website and begins working on some aircraft renderings. We're all super impressed by his dedication to the project. While this is happening, Hexshine also reaches out to his friend, Lynn. She's apparently interested and Hexshine asks me to send her an email. From what he has told me, Lynn seems like a great connection. Lynn gets back to me with a very thoughtful email. She tells me a bit about her metaverse project, Space Falcon. I'm not really sold on it, but I'm not really an NFT person, so I didn't have any reason to think it was a bad idea either. She also tells me a bit more about her connection with Boeing and Whisk and offers some thoughts on Arrow. She seems eager to help with a potential partnership for us. The tone of the email is a little strange, but I assume it's also just a language barrier. Lynn and I move the conversation over to Discord. We talk more about our backgrounds and end up deciding that she can best help out as an advisor. She offers to provide guidance and advice around what would work well regarding partnerships for us. I'm excited for her support. She then tells me more about Space Falcon. It seems kind of like a get-rich-quick scheme, but again, that's kind of how I see a lot of NFTs. With all that she's doing for Arrow, there's no harm in showing a little support. Space Falcon uses something called Armstrong-wrapped ether. I don't really get it, but I don't bother to do the research. Apparently, users will have to lease their NFTs and it can provide some passive income to the holders. I tell her that it sounds neat and to keep me updated. Somewhere in here, I actually look up Space Falcon. I had never heard of it, but it seems like a fairly popular gaming project on Solana. I see Lynn's name on the team page. Lynn and I agreed to stay in touch and I move on to other things. For the next 10 days or so, Hexshine is active in Discord every day. He puts out some super high quality renderings. They're not particularly airworthy, but he's super excited to be helping and I figure we'll improve with some iterations. I can't overstate how committed and authentic Hexshine has seemed through this entire process. We're super aligned on vision and I'm feeling great that he's so enthusiastic about what we're working on. Yesterday is when things started to get really crazy. Hexshine and I had been DMing back and forth for a while about the design for our V1 aircraft. He gets the entire configuration and he's ready to get started on a rendering when he gets up in the morning. As we're wrapping up, Lynn reaches back out to me with some crazy exciting news.
She's going on a tour of the Whisk facility and has invited me along to meet the team.
She includes a screenshot of an email thread with Sebastian, who is actually a VP at Whisk. In hindsight, this is kind of absurd, but I had no reason to think that any of this wouldn't be real. We set a date for the trip, and Sebastian is going to get back to me with a formal invite over email. I'm pumped and incredibly grateful to Lynn for setting this up. This is when Lynn mentions that her staking app hasn't launched. She offers to send me the NFT. At this point, testing out the app is the least that I can do. I asked her to send it to my hot wallet, but she sends it to my primary because it's so valuable. No big deal, right? She sends me some instructions on the staking app. The site seems fine and it has prompts for 3 transactions: the NFT approval, a token approval for Armstrong wrapped ETH, and a staking function. The token approval seems a little strange, but I don't hold it, so I don't worry. Now, here's where I got incredibly lucky. Since it's a new project, I decided to move the NFT to a fresh ETH address before going through the staking process, just in case they get exploited down the road or something. The stake goes through and I'm earning yield on it. I let Lynn know that I'm staked and that it was easy. She offers to send me one of the other NFTs, but she wants me to stake it on my main account to help them with their growth. I let Lynn know that I'm going to read through the contracts before I stake it on my main account, and she starts getting pushy. This is when I finally realize that something sketchy is going on. I've received it. I'm going to have to read through the contracts before I stake it on my primary wallet. I don't typically interact with anything other than blue chip DeFi protocols on there.
Don't worry, everything is audited. You have already staked Mineral Gate. This is just NFT staking. It has no interactions with anything. Basically, if you have transferred it, you have already interacted with the contract.
Cool, I'm not worried. I just have to take precautions. I don't use NFTs very often, so I'm still learning all the standard functions.
Everything is audited, everything is good. It would be cool to support each other. As I told you, our main goal is to gather key figures to stake and hold our NFTs before the live auction. It would be beneficial also for you because it will give more value to these NFTs. You can check on Etherscan, our contract is also verified. Or you can just Google Space Falcon. You know what, Thomas, never mind.
Hey, stand by for a minute. I'm having dinner, but we'll check this out in a few minutes.
Just send me back to Battlegate. I hate feeling myself forcing someone to do something.
I definitely want to support your project, just have to be cautious, you know?
You said you have staked Mineral Gate and you already started earning rewards. Have a good dinner.
So I pull up Etherscan for the new address where I staked the first NFT and my blood goes ice fucking cold. The AW ETH that I approved was not Armstrong ETH, but rather Aave's AW ETH. On my main address, almost all of my ETH is sitting in Aave. At this point, I ghost the scammers and they eventually start deleting all of their Discord messages. As some sort of final attempt, she sends me 0.2 ETH to cover gas fees and asks for the NFTs back. Not sure what that logic is with that. I dig further into the contract that I almost approved to spend my AW ETH and find this truly terrifying function. This is where the scammers would have been able to transfer any amount of AW ETH out of my account. As I continue poking through the scammers' addresses on Etherscan, I eventually find the source of their funds, a 100 ETH Tornado Cash deposit. These guys were incredibly well funded and super smart. I have to assume that they hired a 3D design contractor that was putting out most of HexShine's work. They also had built custom contracts and the front end that are entirely specific to the scam as far as I can tell. And what about Space Falcon? That seems super legit, right? As far as I can tell, it is a real project on Solana. The real project is using the spacefalcon.io domain, where the scammers somehow acquired the .com. So the Lynn that I've been interacting with is probably just an imposter of the real Lynn working on the real Space Falcon. Okay, what are the takeaways here? Number 1, token approvals can be super dangerous. I'm always going to be extremely cautious with them going forward. It makes sense to always put a cap on approvals when you can. Number 2, scammers are getting smarter. Before now, the best scam I've really encountered is basically, "Hi, this is tech support, please share your private key so we can help." Number 3, always verify no matter how much you trust. These guys spent 2 weeks targeting my own specific weaknesses and I was extremely close to falling for it. You can't be too paranoid. I'm super lucky to have made it through all of this with minimal damage. You guys all stay careful out there. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little story on Twitter. Definitely always keep your guard up online and trust nobody online. Always verify for yourself before you place trust in somebody. Now, I'd like to know a little bit about your experiences with any scams. Have you faced any scams this elaborate in the crypto space? Leave a comment below or drop by our Telegram channel and hang out in our chat. As always, guys, stay safe in the DeFi space and have an amazing day.